Let's bring in our next guest, Cindi Andrews. She's senior editor of politics at the Denver Post. And Cindi, for those of us halfway across the country, we see those numbers of what the Colorado electorate thinks of both this president, about the need for witnesses, about their current senator, how he's trailing by a pretty healthy margin to his Democratic opponent. And you would think it's a no-brainer that maybe not impeach and convict, but at least ask for witnesses. But you think when the time comes here, he's probably going to be a no vote.
You know, I don't, being in the news and information business, I don't like to predict so much what's going to happen, but there's no reason to think that he is going to do something other than what the majority of Republicans are going to do. It's really interesting to me, this sort of national narrative that he's a very moderate Republican who has a tendency to split with Trump. Certainly in 2016, he did not vote for Trump, but the trajectory of his, political position has changed a lot since then. And I think going back to last year on the executive order to build the wall, he ultimately supported Trump on that. And I don't think that we've seen any indications since then of any strong splits from the president.
In terms of we've shown some polls, I'm sure you've got a much better handle on it than we do, Cindi, in terms of where is the pulse of the Colorado electorate. Is it pretty clear? What was the latest numbers we saw outliers, or have they been pretty consistent right now that the president isn't popular, in Colorado, and more than that, the idea not to have witnesses, particularly because, like I said, Bolton's going to have a book. We're going to hear this one way or the other. To me, I don't think it's a profile in courage to say you want witnesses. I just think it's the practical political move, taking all ethics out of it entirely.
So, yeah, I saw a similar poll from Morning Consult earlier this week, which showed Trump at 57% disapproval in Colorado. So I don't think those numbers are crazy. And they're consistent with what I've heard, certainly since I've been in this state for the past almost 2 years now. There's not a lot of love for President Trump. The thing that I think that Cory Gardner has been fairly effective at, perhaps, is in being silent. He has not distanced himself with Trump, but just stayed under the radar in terms of issues that relate to the president. And we saw that in the fourth quarter approval ratings for Cory Gardner that are vastly different than what they are for Donald Trump in Colorado. 57% disapproval for Donald Trump, 40% disapproval for Cory Gardner. And that hadn't changed from the third quarter. So it seems that if the goal is to hold on to his base, it seems doing that.
The only thing is you can't stay silent when it comes time to your opportunity to vote. And he's going to have a couple big ones, obviously on both articles of impeachment, but even before that, witnesses or not to have witnesses. And you can imagine, depending on that vote, the commercial Hickenlooper is going to create, before they even leave Washington. So it'll be fascinating to watch. Cindi, thank you for a few minutes today. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.